Hello everyone, I am George. I am the 80s Transformer fan and got a masterpiece figure today. It is MP27, DESTRON Military Operations Commander, DESTRON LASERWAVE, but we all know him as SHOCKWAVE. Just grabbed this guy a week ago now. Got him at BotCon for $150 off the guys at the TF Source table. Tax included. Get that out of there. And we are going to take a look at the box. First thing, front of the box is SHOCKWAVE. It's SHOCKWAVE and LASERWAVE mode, gun mode. It also says Transformers Masterpiece with the Decepticon purple, TAKARA TOMY. The printing on the box looks a little bit washed out to me, different than the others. And again, Decepticon logo in between that, yada yada yada. Side of the box, nothing special. Top of the box, SHOCKWAVE giving a half-ass salute, because I've seen the reviews where he can't get his hand all the way up. Same thing on this side. Back of the box, we have SHOCKWAVE standing there proudly. Nice little pose, the gun. Yeah, pretty much product shot. And bottom of the box, you get it. You know how they do it, Masterpiece. And you know how I do it. Unbox on camera. I like to unbox on camera. It's my gimmick. It's my thing. That's what I love to do. Out of the box. I can't tell you, every review I've ever seen, this guy is sitting. Oh man, it's bright. This thing is bright. Every review I've ever seen, the review opens up and he's sitting there on a little display stand, which is like not a display stand. People falling for that, but it's actually to hide some of the parts for me. But they said it's a display stand, and you can see all the accessories. Man, this thing is bright. This is what I was afraid of. It's like it's a little too bright. It could have used some paint apps over the bright purple plastic. Wow. Before I crack that open, here is the. Normally I'll open these, but I have to this time. Here's a collector's card because he has an accessory in there. Now they went out of their way to avoid parts forming on this toy, but yet we still have it. Here is the hose. You have to connect encased in its own plastic. Since I'm in there, here's this collector's card. Not too bad looking, but nothing special either. Back at the card, here's this tech specs. I can't remember which one lines up with what, but numbers are pretty high. Not bad. Card came out of the thing a little bit warped. And he also comes with a sticker sheet. Now I'm gonna be all over this thing. The fact that he doesn't come with pre-applied stickers, not even stickers, tempograph, or even molded like Optimus Prime shoulder for expensive guy like this. But on to the toy itself. I'm gonna take off tape. Get this guy open. I'm gonna take SHOCKWAVE out first. Like this over here. See how he feels in hand. Feels pretty solid in hand. The scope up looks very, very G1. I mean, I can recognize this thing anywhere. Like, I don't have the third parties like Quake Wave and the other one, but when I see those toys, I'm like, oh, they tried to make SHOCKWAVE. Looking at this toy, oh, they made SHOCKWAVE. They didn't try anything. I'm not too sure how I feel about. Well, I am sure. I take that back. They could have did something with this damn gap. It just has a big hole, like right there in the back, and you can see pretty deep in there. These things he has, the legs aren't quite together there. Just taking a look. Just taking a look. You can see the little antenna out. See his head peeking out there. While I'm holding this, I'm gonna bring out the G1. I'm gonna pick it up and then bring out the G1. And here are the two side by side. I know everyone said it, They're pretty much the same length. Everyone has said it. They should have been a blending of the colors from the G1 toy to the cartoon. In gun mode, they're pretty much the same length. Alright, here's Shockwave on his stand, and everybody in the reviews did this. The stand I clearly see is the hide parts forming. They try to act like there's no parts forming and then try to say, well, you can use it if you don't want to. But this is clearly meant to mimic this piece right here. It folds around. But because they tried their best to get the barrel to the back to make the whole gun piece not parts forming, this covers it up. This is a cover. And it just doubles as a stand. It's not just a stand by itself. They fooled everybody that hates part forming and believe that this Shockwave isn't parts forming. But I had Shockwave when I was a kid. I got a couple of them now. I've had them too many times. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was this bottom piece right here. And they're using it, and it goes on the backpack. I'll get to that later. But this is the hide, the parts forming. And one more quick thing in this mode. They got the feet, which are die cast, facing backwards, and it just kind of sticks out and it leaves this hole as well as this hole. Whereas the G1, it tucked away, and I'm looking at it like, why couldn't they get it to tuck away? I don't see it. Maybe I'll see it later or whatever. And you could also use the G1 feet as a stand. Right now, on to the transformation. I have no clue. I've seen it, but I haven't done it. And you know, because the way I do my reviews, I don't practice it. Do it in front of you guys so you can enjoy the laugh. Try not to break it here. Okay, I've seen it. I watch toy reviews all the time. I love toy reviews. Watch them all the time, man. Arms out of there. Oh, it sounds very, very G1. Like I said, they went out of their way to connect this metal piece to send the gun barrel towards his back to disguise the parts for me. I think I'm doing this right. Try not to break it. That out of the way. Got his arms out. And real quick, why the screws or the screw holes like on the outside of the arm? Somebody please help me with that one. Anyway, arms out of the way. See his head in there. I don't know if his head is next, but I see it. We're going to go for it. This little turtle head out. I think it's supposed to pop when you get it all the way up. Yep, there it is, all the way up. These, I believe, turn into the legs some way, somehow. And you know, they always got to overcomplicate the transformation. Hope I'm getting it all on camera. I'm looking at the toy, not the camera. A couple little pieces come out of the leg. It folds down there. I think I'm doing pretty good. I think, maybe. Swing these around. The foot comes this way. See, 90% of the transformation is like the legs. There's a little peg in there. There's a peg right here. Sorry, I'm looking at the toy. Looking at the toy. Swing this leg around. Flip this out. Have that right. Goes this way, and this goes. Okay, I had to roll it over on that joint. This tabs into there. I see that. This little piece fits snugly inside here. Maybe I tabbed it in wrong first. I think I just got to get it to tab in. Okay, I got the feet to tab in. I went off camera because I saw I was creating a little stress mark. So to took it off camera so I didn't break the dang on thing. I don't think I quite got it all the way in though. Got this leg in better than I got this leg in. I'll take it apart again and try this again. Okay, I think I got it. And then finally this flips up and this comes down. Create that G1 look. Yep. Couple tap. Alright, got that tabbed in. So his hands around. Give it a quick check to make sure I got everything solid. Okay, I think I got everything tabbed in pretty good. And now the backpack tabs into his back. Or should I say the gun barrel. Also, we have his hose, which is iconic, and it's made out of like a purple spring. You can see that. When I saw some of the pictures, it looked like a secondary hose was running through it, but I don't see that here. I believe it just plugs and plugs in here. Both sides are the same, and okay, what is it? I'm not quite sure where it plugs in over here. Maybe here, I think. Like I say, they got it where you can choose to put this on or choose not to put it on. And but this is to cover this up, because it's clearly not the backpack from the G1 or the cartoon, and they trying to make it cartoon accurate. So you have to take the stand, which is not. This is just to cover this up, and they try to make it seem like it's optional. And any hardcore, any true Transformer fan know this is what they did. You know, they took this to cover this up and make it look like the cartoon and the toy. I'm going to see if I can get it on. It wasn't hard as I thought. I guess I made it hard on myself. It just slid directly over the existing backpack. And here he is. 100% transformed in the Shockwave mode. And I tell you, I was ready to be angry at this figure, but it looks great. The purple, I guess I done kind of got used to it real quick, playing with it. It's not so bad. And I really was not feeling it, seeing the product shots and watching the toy reviews. But looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I still wish they had a molded Autobot symbol or factory painted symbol. Autobot, listen to me, a Decepticon symbol, preferably molded or painted from the factory on there. The whole light piping thing. This is a masterpiece toy. Where the hell is my LED? Why does a masterpiece toy have light piping on it? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Let me see if I can get some light back there. And despite the fact that it has light piping, it's done pretty well. Turn out some of those lights, and as you can see, it glows pretty well. So to have light piping, it's done well, and they better had done it well. But there's no room for light piping in masterpiece figures, I don't think. Alright, back to full light. And now let's do a little bit of articulation for this guy. Shockwave, his head is, it's a ball joint in there. He can look way up. LASERWAVE returns, Megatron. Head 360s, ball joints do that. And here's the reverse of the light piping. It's a big block back there to capture as much light as they can. Should have been some type of LED. Third parties do it. People at home in the garage can do it now. Looking down, it's pretty much what you get, unless I don't have the head. Oh, I had a little bit of room left. I look down just a little bit, and his little ear things, I don't think move. They're real stiff, and I hate to break them. I understand why they don't move. I know moving, it had no function, but used to were moving around. Okay, his arm, 360s. It's on a soft ratchet. It feels real soft. He has, what is this, an elbow swivel, and it ratchets at the elbow. Reverse ratchet like the G1 toy. Come down to his hand and the wrist. There's a 360 in the wrist. There's a ball joint in there. There's his laser arm. Not gonna get anything there, but same elbow swivel and move it in an elbow. He has like a waist crunch similar to Hot Rodimus, but he can't get as much movement out of Hot Rodimus. Come down to his legs. He has an upper thigh swivel, skirts on the side, move out. You can get his leg all the way out to the side. You can bring it all the way forward. The panels move to allow a huge range of movement. Not much to the back. You can move that. You get a little bit more if you move this little panel. The back. And he has a little bit of rocker in his foot. And I think that's pretty much all we're going to get out of this guy. He can get a nice wide stance. He can get a nice going to commercial pose from the '84 cartoon. He looks pretty good. The only beef I have so far is the light piping. That's crap. The light piping is a total cop-out. And I heard so many toy reviews giving it a pass or acting like it doesn't exist. The light piping is crap. I mean, it's done well, but to have it in a Masterpiece figure is crap. And I don't even have the other guys out, but he looks little. He looks like a little guy. Man, I wonder where he scales next to Ironhide. He doesn't look big at all. So I'm going to get the G1 Shockwave out here and take a look. Alright, just let me say, I have a slight problem when the Masterpiece toy is smaller than the G1. I think it should be the other way around. It's not that much smaller, but it's a lot smaller. They add a little detail next to the eye. If you can see it, they put the little, I don't know, like the pieces that hold the eye in place from the cartoon in there. If you can see it, the two little tabs next to the little translucent eye. And if you know the G1 does not have that. I don't know if the light's getting in there. And they put the little bits in the chest to mimic the electronics in here, which is pretty cool. Actually looks better over here. Put Shockwave back there. And like I was saying earlier, this stand, which is parts forming to cover up the fact that they work so hard to not have parts forming to have the barrel come back here, is actually this piece here. Even to the little circular detail and the cylinder here. That's what that is. Just to cover up the fact that the grayish purple barrel makes it look not G1 and not cartoon accurate. So there is parts forming here. Don't let them fool you. Don't let these toy reviewers out here tell you that it's just a stand. It's parts forming, buddy. We got it right here. They're busted. All right, we're going to move on to his accessories. And my favorite accessory and the first accessory I'm going to pull out is the Shockwave gun, in which he wielded a small version of himself. And with him being such a scientist and a creator, what better thing to create but a smaller version of yourself? I thought it was cool when I saw it on a cartoon. I think it's awesome that they included it here. It's got like a little fabric string here, and I think it's very cool. He also has the option to change his gun arm to a translucent arm to mimic the G1. And also you get two saluting hands to interchange, so he can do the salute he used one time in one episode. And also you get the G1 toy, and you get the animate accurate. Then you get a set of fists, a G1 left hand and a G1 right hand. No, I'm sorry, a cartoon accurate left hand to replace his laser gun, and a G1 articulated translucent hand. The cartoon left hand is articulated as well, and I put the batteries in the gun arm. It takes two 357 batteries. And you push this button and you get a pulsating light with no noise. It's kind of weird that it has no noise, but it has no noise. I knew it didn't have any noise, but it changes everything. It's pretty bright. You see it coming through the arm. Now I'm going to change his hands, and simply all you do is just pop it off. Most painless hand transformation in the Masterpiece line. And you pop on the second hand, which he was seen in the G1 cartoon. Sometimes having both hands. A lot of people don't like this because they feel that Shockwave doesn't have another hand. In my mind, I thought he can change it out whenever he wanted to. But he was so military minded that he just walked around with the gun arm all the time. And in some continuities, they had it where it was damaged and he had to replace it with a gun arm. But with all the technology they got, and as smart as this guy is, I prefer to believe that he can swap it out whenever he wants to. So here he is with two animation accurate hands. Here is Shockwave giving Megatron the salute. And here he is with the translucent hands and gun arm, a la the G1 toy. And here is how it looks with the lights out. It's pretty bright, looks pretty cool. And again, it's weird that we don't have any sound with this. This would have been an opportunity to put in the cartoon accurate sound and lose the annoying G1 sound. But Takara said, screw it, they'll buy it. And I did. And here's Shockwave giving the translucent salute. It looks a little bit better when you kind of elevate the angle. Looks like he's doing it correctly. Now you're looking at it. Alright, last but not least, his accessories. The smaller gun version of himself, which I think is very cool. Comes straight out of the cartoon. Speaking of the cartoon, when I see toy reviews and people talk about Shockwave and they talk about the G1 cartoon, it's like, how could Shockwave be your favorite character? I remember Shockwave from the Marvel comics, where he was every bit Megatron's equal and lusted after leadership of the Decepticons, just like Starscream. Like in his tech spec, it says, Logic says he would be a better leader than Megatron. He actually took over the Decepticons on a couple different occasions. And one time, he actually sicked the Predacons on Megatron, and they kind of ripped Megatron to hell. And Megatron defeated the Predacons, but Shockwave masterminded a lot of things in the comic book continuity. And if you're just a fan of Shockwave from the cartoon, it's like, how could you be a Shockwave fan? Every time the space bridge opened, he got his ass kicked. Except for the one episode where they captured the Dinobots, and that was like a plot device. Then he got his ass kicked. But he was the sole guardian of Cybertron, and every time the door opened, he got his ass kicked on the cartoon. So even when I was a kid, my Shockwave was the Shockwave from the Marvel comics. Okay, that's enough of my Shockwave rant. I'm gonna get this guy back in the gun mode and then come back with some final thoughts on this figure. Okay, I got Shockwave back in gun mode. This time I got batteries in this guy, and going to, the trigger keeps riding up. Pull the trigger, see how it lights up. On the first setting, when you pull the trigger, it blinks for each time you pull the trigger. If you hold it, the light holds. He has a second setting, and it pulsates a little bit. Again, it's weird without the sound. Here is the light feature. Pretty bright light. Let's try it again in a darker setting. Start away from the camera. Pan towards the camera. Pretty strong LED. Lights, please. Another cool thing about Shockwave is he didn't shrink down like Megatron. In the comic book or the cartoon, he would just hover, and it tells you in his tech spec he could fly in gun mode, but he would just hover and just shoot in this mode. I remember on the G1 cartoon, one of his best episodes was when Ironhide was like, "We've won now," and he was like, "Wrong, Autobot, not unless you can fly." Okay, I got him back in robot mode, and we're gonna do some size comparison. Here he is with TAKARA Masterpiece Starscream, and here he is with TAKARA Masterpiece Soundwave. And a lot of people don't have a problem with this, but I think he should be a little bit taller than Soundwave, in my opinion. His G1 toy is a lot bigger. The cartoon, they was pretty much eye to eye. But I think he should be a little bit taller than Soundwave. Not a bad scale. I just wish he was just a little bit bigger. I don't know how to explain it. He has some size, he has some bulk, but I just wish he was a little bit bigger. And my feelings on this figure overall, he has good articulation. I like the interchangeable hands. I like the powerful LED light. None of his panels pop off or come loose. He seems pretty solid. Even though when I was messing with the legs, even though I didn't quite know what I was doing, I took it right out of the box and tried to play with it. I stressed the plastic a little bit. The purple plastic is like real light, so any dings and dents you get in there or stretch marks will really show. Like what they did with the holes. I really like this figure. If you're G1 Shockwave fan, you don't have any of the Shockwaves, or if you had a third-party Shockwaves and you don't want to just jump out here and buy this one after you bought the other one, I'm telling you, it's a pretty good figure. I don't like the fact that they didn't put painted Decepticon logos on them. I kept saying Autobots. Like these guys, I kind of like these because they're not trimmed in white or whatever. I guess they're supposed to be more cartoon accurate. But damn, how much cartoon bowing can we do? But really like this figure. They did a good job. He could be a little bit bigger. And the light piping in the eye. Light piping in Masterpiece figures bullshit. They could have just painted it or gave me an LED. And with this character with the eye blinking, lighting up all the time, it should have been an LED light. But overall, I get about an 8 out of 10. So it's a pretty good figure. It's solid. You know, I'm going to complain anyway because I want what I want. But this has been George H. Transformer Fan saying I'll see you soon. One more really quick thing. They could have gave him a clear left hand and put light piping in it. And put light piping in the gun. And made this translucent and painted it. It would have been an awesome effect to see him shoot himself. But I guess they didn't think of that. But I think it would have really would have been cool if he could have fired himself. Sort of like the Grimlock sword. Alright, that's it this time. See you soon.